Hello everybody, this is Starman, and welcome back to Let's Play Quest for Glory 5, Dragonfire, The Thief Path. Well, last time you remember, we ended a little bit early, because, as I noted before, we're getting ready to go into a big day, and this is one of the sections of the game where it's easy to miss a lot of things if you don't go and talk to everybody, and I mean everybody, after you do certain things, or you do things in your rush to get the trials over with and just overlook them, or don't do certain things, like, for instance, go and get a good night's sleep. So I was going to get a good night's sleep off camera, but I did just notice this fun little trivia bit here. After you dance in the inn, you get a menu option for Silly Clown. And those of you who remember my playthrough for Quest for Glory 2 will remember there was a Silly Clowns option in the menu there, and a Silly Clown shows up at the inn in Quest for Glory 3. What happened is that when the original Quest for Glory 2 came out, the programmers commented upon how the productivity software at the time, around 1990 or so, always seemed to have one option in the menu that didn't do anything. So they decided to put in a Silly Clown button that would turn on certain Easter eggs, like the illusion of King Arthur or King Graham out in the desert, depending which version you're playing, Harpo Marx wandering through the streets of Shapir. That all gets turned down by the Silly Clown button. This Silly Clown button, however, warning, you've just turned on Silly Clowns. And this time, oops, you cannot turn off Silly Clowns once it is turned on. But the Silly Clown button does not actually do anything in Quest for Glory 5, as far as I've determined. So, let's go ahead and go to sleep and see if anything happens.
You! Wake up! I need to speak with you. I am being watched, so I had to make certain no one sees me speaking with you. I believe that my sponsor Minos is behind all of the problems in Silmaria. He acts kind to me, but I do not trust him. He knows too much about what is going on here. I also know he does not like you very much at all. It would not surprise me if the assassin tries to kill you next. You are the biggest threat to Minos. You may be the next king here.
Alright, so we have Elsa in our bedroom. Oh, leave it alone, you dirty-minded people. But, long as she's here, and I don't think we can do this yet, but while she's here, we can give her more gifts.
These flowers are lovely, although rather crushed by your backpack. I guess I should thank you for them. I'm not used to anyone giving me such a simple gift. I am grateful.
And we can give her more jewelry that enhances her stats.
You give me this? This is a gift that I will gladly accept. You understand my warrior's heart. I thank you fully.
And you don't really get the option to talk to her once you come back to talk to her or do things after you talk to her, so we'll go ahead and... Nelson nods, makes a countersign. And yeah, we could try kissing her, but this is not the time or place, and that's only going to offend her, so...
Are you always so polite to someone who breaks into your bedroom? Or only to the women who do so?
Well, shockingly, you're the first woman to do this, so yes.
Make no mistake, I will do everything I can to become king here. However, I will do this the right way, the proper way. I will earn the kingdom fairly, or I will not accept the title. You and I may be allies, but we are also competitors. The best of us will rule Silmaria, and I believe that will be me. I believe that Minos wishes to be king of Marit. His family once ruled this island, and he believes that he should as well. He is trying to use me to gain control of the kingdom, but he is learning that I do not follow orders very well. I'm not such a good little girl as he first believed.
Oh, so you're a bad girl, eh?
I have not had the pleasure to see the assassin, but I am looking forward to the meeting. I too carry antidote, and I'm very capable of making him pay for the deaths he has brought here. I must be very cautious. I cannot be seen speaking with you again. If Minos suspects that I am working with you rather than against you, I think both of us will be the target of the assassin. Minos was not pleased that I aided you with the Hydra. He has invested a lot of money in getting me here. He wants me to win by any means possible. Minos is not a very good judge of character. He knows that I led the brigands in Spielburg, although I do not know from where he got this information. He believes I ran the brigands to overthrow my father. He thinks I'm a rogue without scruples. I do not intend to alter this opinion. If he believes me to be a villain like himself, he may confide more in me. When I have the proof that he is guilty, I will make him face justice.
Because she's a rogue with scruples. Which is why I like her so much.
I just wished you to know my suspicions in case I am killed. If I cannot prove that Minos is guilty, then you must do so. Besides, you and I could be friends, if it were not that we always seem to be playing on the opposite sides.
Well, I think we could be a bit more than friends, but let's not push that just yet.
You are correct. I must be returning to Minos' ship before I am missed. I will see you in the Hall of Kings. Take care.
Elsa puts out the torches, then softly sneaks out of your room. How did she get in here anyway? You awaken much refreshed early the next morning. Anyway, we'll go ahead and grab a quick meal.
The soup for tonight is lobster brisk. Rover brought in a huge lobster for dinner, but Messy Tessie couldn't...
And yes, we've had this one before. Alright, so first things first this morning, we're going to make a quick trip to see Arana. Because it turns out that the woman who's longing for love and attraction to us, even though she will not get involved with a lowly thief like us, is such that she has a gift for us if we go to visit her and tell her about our current trial. Interestingly enough, if you don't save either one of the sorceresses...
Welcome to my new home. As you can see, I am starting to make this island into a place of peace and beauty. I thank you deeply for restoring me to life. It is an incredible joy to be alive after all those years trapped in darkness and then drifting in Hades.
Well, it was more like 3 weeks, but maybe it was eternity to her. But we can go ahead and greet Arana.
I can tell by your seriousness that something is on your mind. What troubles you so, my friend?
Well, ask about her.
I have taken some time to learn more about this place of islands and sea. There is much unhappiness and danger here. It saddens me to know that the beauty of this area is so marred. In my endless sleep, I too dreamed of you. It gave me great comfort to know that someone was there who cared about me.
And we can ask about Atlantis.
Atlantis was a land of wizards and users of magic. It sunk into the sea eons ago when by their magics they released a dragon-like creature of fire and destruction. Some were able to survive by transforming themselves into sea creatures. I have heard that the city is protected by water and by land, though it lies in the depths. All that live there have magic still, and guard their city well. You will need to swim a long time if you are to go to Atlantis. I shall make you a gift. Take this, and you shall breathe the water as if it were air. Send the message of peace with Silmaria.
You are given the Amulet of Water Breathing. And if you wind up choosing neither of the women, for some reason, as part of your trial in the underworld, Arana will give you a water-breathing amulet before she is condemned to oblivion. Because she's just that nice. And you know, I'd love it if you actually could romance her as a fief, just for the irony. Or, you know, maybe the option to give yourself a bit of redemption. But we now have a way of not immediately dying when we go to Atlantis. And we're going to have to hurry for a bit to get to the next place we need to go before it shuts down, but I think we have just enough time to swing by the guild.
Bad right. Hades, bad place. Good see you alive after dead place. Happy Hero Man and Elsa back safe from dead place. Elsa go dead place, not good place to go. She mad you first.
And I still need to come back and buff up my vitality, even though at this point it won't matter much until the final fight, so I should have time enough to do that off camera. Because I know that watching me on the treadmill while making small talk is not the most exciting thing.
I'm surprised to see you still around, considering the last rite. I learned to swim from the famous adventurer. He gave me a book about it.
Centaur swimming, that's an impressive sight to see, I imagine.
Those Tritons are bad news. Even if you don't drown trying to fight them, they got spells and everything. They're supposed to talk to the fish and get them to help them too. Most people just drown though. I bet you can do this one. Don't know how, but I'm sure you'll win. You better, or we might get stuck with a woman as king of Samaria.
And a good day to you too, you sexist prig. Surprisingly though, the most useful advice we're going to get on this one comes from the famous adventurer. Because you'll remember from one of his stories about the many names he's acquired that he claims to have romanced the Queen of Atlantis.
You practice your swimming lessons? Sounds like they are going to come in handy for you. I've been thinking about your next rite. Reminds me of some good times I had a long time ago. Kinda wish I was going with you. Hippolyta, that's her name? The Queen, I mean. She and I, well, we had some times together. She called me Silvertongue. She'll remember me. If you're going to Atlantis, you better find a way to breathe water. No way you can get there without drowning otherwise. I'll let you in on some well-kept secrets, because I know you're a good guy. Atlantis isn't out in the middle of the sea. It's right smack dab in the middle of the island of Skyrus, in the lake in the center of the island. Tough getting there, though. Those Tritons guard those waters pretty thoroughly. Well, there are a few secret panels I found in Atlantis. The last side panel of the first sections of the wall had a small secret passage. Got me past a guard, if I recall right. Then there was a big circular tower with a shell on it. Yeah, it had a secret passage on the side that led directly to the throne room. You gotta be very sneaky to use them, though. The Tritons will be doing their best to kill all intruders.
Well, gee, good thing I am very sneaky.
If you think of it, you might take the Queen some flowers. Tell her they were from me. She might like that.
She might indeed. Okay, well, I think the only other thing we absolutely have to get done before heading off to Atlantis is checking in with the apothecary and seeing what they've learned about the candy we gave them and the Lethe water.
It's a really beautiful day. The stars are smiling on us. Erasmus and Chakra are sleeping like babies, and soon they'll get better. That Lethe water was just the stuff.
Thank you for bringing us the water of Lethe. Erasmus and Chakra are now sleeping peacefully. In time, they will be fully healed of the drug's effects. I am feeling very well. Erasmus and Chakra are on the path to recovery, and I now can rest again as well. We still do not fully understand the sleep drug, although the waters of Lethe seem to have cured its effects. I could find no trace of magic in the candy, yet it acted almost magical on its victims.
Huh, somebody used something that isn't magic but acts like magic on the two wizards in town.
The waters of Lethe have great magical properties. Chakra and Erasmus will sleep for a long while, but when they awake, the drug will have been cleansed from their bodies. Be careful. Sometimes those you trust may betray you, as I have good cause to know.
Have you ever noticed how the stars shine brighter when good karma is in the air? Thanks for bringing that nice fresh water. The weird thing is, I still can't figure out what makes that drug work. It's got some stuff in it that definitely didn't come from nature. I've been studying that candy some more. It's really weird. Like somehow that drug is something made, not grown. Usually something that powerful can only come from Mama Nature. That drug was really strange stuff. I don't know where it came from, but I'm sure it wasn't any plant. It was like some kind of chemical or something. I found little bits of tomato in there. But tomatoes are totally good for you. They probably make a nice contrast to the chocolate too. That Lethe water is great stuff. Clean, clear, and totally natural. It's just what Erasmus and Chakra needed to help clean out that totally yucky and unnatural drug.
Unnatural, not magic.
See you later. If you find out who made that bummer drug, have a serious talk with them. They probably need someone to help straighten them out. You know that chocolate you brought us? It was really wigged out stuff.
It is like sunshine to see you. I am very puzzled at this drug. It is almost more a disease than a poison. This is not a poison and will not directly kill the one who takes it. However, the victim needs to be fed and given water, or he will starve in his restless sleep. May you walk with harmony.
Hi again. You know what kind of a guy would ruin tasty chocolates by drugging them? Probably the kind of person who outlaws flowers because they make people smile, or thinks no one should eat candy because it's bad for the teeth.
Humorless people who don't use magic and don't like natural things.
I took a good look at the box of stuff you brought us. I am seriously bummed that anyone would ruin chocolate. That's really evil. We've got a lot of drugs here. The medicine drugs, not the cosmic enlightenment kind. They're bad for the body and put you out of harmony with your soul. But we don't have any drugs like the chocolate one. That drug was really wild. It was sort of like a bunch of super itty-bitty bugs and nasty, non-organically grown chemicals that combined for a totally bad one-way trip. If you find anything else as interesting as this drug, let us know.
Especially if it's smokable. And I think that's everything we can get from them at the moment.
Good to see you again.
Yep. So we'll just make a cursory pass among the rest of the merchants.
Welcome.
Magic shop is closed, of course. I know we don't get anything useful from the bank.
Greetings.
Nothing from Sarah. And Wolfie.
Namaste.
Nothing from him. Well, that just leaves us with one place we can go, and we haven't been there in a while. And you probably know exactly what I'm talking about, because I haven't exactly been subtle about those hints. Yep, we're heading out to Science Island. Oh, and I do need to get my rocks out. Just... Waited too late. Well, weirdly enough, though, it looks like my rocks are still here from before. You can also throw daggers, but it's much harder to get them back. And yeah, we just got the points for doing something, because you'll note that, strangely enough, there is no scientist here, and Gort is not blocking that panel now. So we can go upstairs, look at this panel, and remember that password that we got before that we never got the chance to use? P-I-Z-Z-A.
You should not have done that! You are not yet mentally prepared for the marvels that science reveals within its secret lab. Please go away!
Secret lab, eh?
I was just doing some minor adjustments on Gort. He was starting to act a bit heroic, and that would be most unwise. Science should be cautious, not foolhardy. Gort is now completely waterproof. He should have no problem seeking Atlantis, assuming that it exists, of course. Science shall rule Silmaria whether Silmaria wishes it or not. Too long it has suffered from superstitious poppycock under the domination of the so-called wizards. With those charlatans properly drugged, we scientists will reign supreme.
Oh, come on, not even a bwahahaha.
Some people might object to having a reanimated dead creature for a king. However, Gort shall be guided by my scientific genius, and such superstitious prejudice shall be eliminated.
Uh-huh.
You have not yet proved yourself worthy of the knowledge of this laboratory. Kindly forget that you have seen this. By the way, try not to mention the fact that Gort isn't quite human. Some people just won't understand. It shall be our little secret. Oh, and that bit about the drugged wizards? Forget you heard that. Why don't you? That's a good lad.
Dr. Pretorius seems somehow more sinister and cruel than the pleasantly crazy, simple servant of science you thought him to be. And yeah, it won't let me do anything with this, but this food would look a lot scarier if it weren't candy-colored. This is no laughing matter. Badumch. And in point of fact, we can't really do anything. We can't go turn them in. Not that it matters, because whether or not we go to the island and discover the secret lab or not, they're going to get outed in a bit. And I am booking it now because I need to get to the Adventurers Guild before 6. And it's going to be a close thing. Because I am going to close this chapter out here. and I am going to start grinding away on this treadmill to get my vitality maxed out again. But I will mercifully for you do that off camera. So tomorrow, after a good night's sleep, however long it takes me to do this, we shall head off to Atlantis. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.